Are stereo amplifiers switched to mono true monoblocks? Ben in Singapore wants to know. Hi Paul, I have a couple of Parasound stereo power amps that have the option of switching them to run as monoblocks. I've seen a number of stereo power amps with this feature and wanted to know if this makes them a genuine monoblock, like your BHK amps, or whether there are inefficiencies and drawbacks to such topology. Many thanks. Well, in its simplest form, the answer is yes, it's a true monoblock. And I say that because what is the essence of a monoblock? A monoblock is a single channel with its own power supply, its own input stage, its own output stage, and its own chassis. If you have that, you have a true monoblock by very definition. But now let's dig a little deeper into Ben's question because, part of his question was, is it the same as the BHK monoblock? Well, no, it actually isn't, and I'll tell you why. When you take a stereo amplifier and you combine it together, we have what we call a bridged amplifier. Now, a bridged amplifier means that one channel, let's say the left channel, is handling the positive half, and the right channel is handling the bottom half. Now, I don't mean to say that, and this is hard. I'm going to try and explain without benefit of a blackboard here. That's just part of the challenge that I have given myself, is if I can just use my words to do it. This is a balanced signal to where the plus terminal is actually the output of the left channel, and it is going up and down, and if you have a positive going input, then the output of your left channel, which is actually now our plus terminal on the amplifier, is moving in exactly the same harmony of the input. So as the input rises positive, the plus, or that channel, rises up, and that's called in polarity, in phase, if you will. The other channel, the right channel, or now our negative terminal on our bridged amplifier, is doing the opposite. Has the full signal, but as the input goes positive, the minus signal is going negative. Now, when you place your speaker between the plus and the minus, what you're really doing is placing your speaker across both amplifiers, the left and the right channels. So as the left channel goes up, the right channel is going down. And together, they double the voltage. When they do that, to the amplifier, it looks like half the impedance. So, what does that mean? Well, it means that if you have a 4 ohm speaker, to the amplifier, it now looks like a 2 ohm speaker. Or if you had an 8 ohm speaker, and formerly when you put it across the left channel, it said, there's an 8 ohm speaker, and it did what it does for 8 ohm speakers. But now, when you place that across the amplifier, your new monoblock, it's a 4 ohm speaker, which is usually not a problem, but 4 ohm speakers become 2 ohm speakers, and if there's any impedance dipping, you're going to go down into 1 ohm, half an ohm, and that can be problematic. Now, the BHK is designed as a monoblock, so we don't have to deal with that. Even though it too is balanced on its output, that's for a whole nother discussion, which we won't go into right now. But we have designed it as such, so it is a solid, designed, purpose-built device that you can hook up low impedance loads. You can do all of that, and it's able to handle it where you might struggle with your Parasounds. But generally, it's fine unless you have some pretty crazy loads. But those are the drawbacks to it. And no, it's not a dedicated monoblock in the same way that a BHK is, but by its definition, it certainly is a dedicated monoblock. Hope that's not too convoluted and makes sense. Thanks, Ben.